Hello everybody and welcome to another Bloobsday challenge. Full disclosure, my hearing is extremely poor at this time due to a problem in my ears where they're all blacked up, so I can't really hear myself very well, and so my problem with voice modulation and tone and volume is a little bit challenged at this time, so bear with me if I sound not the way I normally sound. That's neither here nor there. Another thing I would like to say real quick before we get into the challenge is something that I see on YouTube a lot with people who are they're talking about something else, but they're also like doing their like face care while they're talking. So many people, male and female and non-binary, are taking their facial products, and when they're applying them, they're making circles on their face with it. And that means part of the time their hands are bringing their skin downward as they're applying their products. And I am here to tell you something, and this is very important. Gravity is already going to do that to your skin. Your skin is already going to start going down on its own, no matter what you do. No matter what you do. You can do things that like are surgical and different types of procedures and other types of things, which will try to relift it again some, but once she starts to go down, she's going, and you don't need to help it, because when whatever thing you're doing to it, when you're manipulating and touching it and fooling with it, especially when applying the products, if you're pulling down on it as you're applying the products, even if it's part of where you're going up and then down, not good. And on the neck too, you gotta pull it up this way and put everything going up, 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 up. Please, if you take nothing away from this video that has to do with blueberries or anything else, please, 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 in your skincare, no matter what age you are, it's never too late to start using upward strokes, because that way you're helping to counteract gravity rather than helping gravity, of which I'm here to tell you another thing, which is gravity needs zero help from human beings. Gravity is a force that exists in all of space and all of time. So human beings only exist theoretically in the current sphere where they're actually at, and their skin especially. So let's don't help gravity in that way. I mean, gravity is our friend and is also not our friend in certain respects. Obviously it's our friend because otherwise we could not stay attached to the earth could not stay attached to the solar system, and I wouldn't be making this video. However, if we didn't have gravity, I probably look a lot younger than I do, and feel a lot younger too, and my also bones and like spine and stuff would feel better. All of ours would, but that's fine. It's whatever. I mean, we're all subject to it, right? Human beings, animals, plants, the earth, the sun, the Milky Way, like every single thing that exists that has a physical presence also has a effect of gravity to it. Even if they create a situation where there's 0 G's, it's not really 0 G's, okay? It's just such huge G's working on planets and celestial bodies that it doesn't feel like no gravity to us, because it doesn't pull, like it's working on something way bigger when you're in space, so it doesn't need you to hold tight to that thing or something. This is going in my Boom Science Minute playlist, as well as the Bloobsday Challenge playlist, because I'm talking about science, and what Boom Science Minute means is whenever I say things that are like how I understand something that's a scientific principle or a principle of the natural or physical world. A lot of times I'm very much boiling it down to the where it's like, is that scientific? Is that realistic? Is that science? Is that facts? We're not 100, but for me, I'm saying, boom, Science Minute with them. Let's get to the challenge. No more of this talk. You see me, I keep looking over. I'm doing something with my left hand. What it is, once again, as I make this video, I am fooling around, picking up my bloobs, and just like letting them drop from my hand. I don't know why this has become my thing, but it's very satisfying on a tactile basis. And I've certainly been looking at a lot of mental health YouTubes recently. No big deal. No big deal. Just for fun. Just for entertainment. Just for entertainment purposes. Oh, and a lot of them talk about how you have sort of mental health things and certain types of things that feel really good, which is these nice cold firm Mexican blueberries. So these are our champion, of course, in my green box. I keep dropping one blueberry off. It doesn't matter. And who is our challenger today? Well, if you read the title of the video, you already know that it is Murray's Stilton cheese with blueberries. What do I mean by with blueberries? Well, I will show you. This is a piece of cheese, which my lighting is a little green because I have a green neon Fruit Loops lamp or clock on the wall above me, and it puts kind of a green light, but the cheese is not green at all. It's more of a creamy, kind of a whitish color. And as you can see, there's blueberries all through it. Excuse me. And this cheese is super fine. This is Murray's cheese. I don't know if you have Murray's cheese wherever you are. Murray's is the cheese that is it's its own cheese company, but it also is one of the main suppliers of deli cheese in Ralph's grocery stores, which for those of you who know, those are Kroger stores, but it's called Ralph's in this area, not just Kroger like it is in like Ohio or wherever. So Murray's cheese, Murray's has like it's red lettering on a white label usually, and the Murray's is like in script, and it's MURRAY''S. And I have signed up for promotional emails from Murray's cheese because they do have some of the most awesome cheeses. And Murray's actually, if you go to New York, I don't know if it's New York State or New York City. New York City, get a rope. But wherever that is, they have their cheese caves, and you can actually go on a cheese cave tour. Now, I've definitely seen where there's winery tours, and quite frankly, give me a cheese cave tour over a winery tour every day of the week. Come on, wine? Ugh. I used to work at a, fun fact, I part-time worked at a Arby's that was like about a quarter of a mile up the road from a winery in this little town off of the freeway. And the winery had signs, billboards all the way up and down the freeway going both directions, like winery tour, stop at this exit. So the amount I tell you of like just more than half in the bag, like middle-aged people, of which now I'm middle-aged, but at the time I was more younger. This is a long time ago. Who would just stumble their butts in there to get some Arby's roast beef sandwiches, and half the time they'd ask for like the beefy delight, which rest in peace, my friend Everett Byram, who you may have known as Rad Milk on various social medias, who passed away a few years ago. I'm not going to get into that whole story, but he used to always make a whole thing about the Beefy Delight, which I don't know that the Beefy Delight was ever a sandwich at Arby's, but it certainly was not a sandwich at Arby's while I worked there, or while Everett was tweeting at Arby's about the Beefy Delights. Doesn't sound very funny when I'm talking about it right now, but it was definitely a fun social media thing back when I was actually on those things. And he was too, because he was still living in the world. Again, Marie's Cheeses. You can go to the cheese caves in New York City or state. I'm not going to do that whole thing again, even though I'm very tempted to, because I'm very tempted to just have to go, New York City, get a rope. I can't. I don't know if it's like when I was a kid, I grew up near the Kellogg's world headquarters and primary factories. As you can see, I have quite a Toucan Sam and Fruit Loops collection. That actually is not from childhood. I never really had any special interest in Toucan Sam or any of the fruit or Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger, any of these characters as a kid, really. But then during pandemic, I purchased one plush Toucan Sam from the kelloggstore.com, which is where they have all their like merch type things that you can buy from them. And I was in lockdown and all I could do was online shop all the time, and I kept looking at my plush Toucan Sam and I was like, I love Toucan Sam, I love Toucan Sam, I love Toucan Sam. And so then I just was buying everything and anything that I could find that was related of Toucan Sam. I literally have, made this necklace out of him, which, I can't grab it very easy because, of course, blurk. This is I call it my Toucan Sam swag. I made it into a necklace, but it's really a Christmas ornament, which was given to employees of the Kellogg's Corporation. Happy Holidays, 1992. I have like more than one of these. I have like one hanging up over by my bed. I have this one which I wear as a necklace, and I have a couple of others which I have just for the collection, which I need to get the collection back into some other collector's hands, if you know what I mean, and exchange some cash for those, because some of the stuff I have is definitely rare. But my point is this: when I was a kid, we used to go on those Kellogg factory tours because it was nearby, and like there'd be like a bus trip in the summer. You could just sign up through the YMCA or something and go right down there for that, or like your parents would take you. And like some people from our church, some of the men from our church actually worked at the factory and stuff. This one man would tell us these horror stories about like what's actually like allowed in the food. Like by law, they're allowed to have X amount of whatever that's terrible that you don't want in your food. Anyways, when I was real little, at the end of the tour, you got a full-size box of cereal, your choice. You could get Frosted Flakes, obviously, Fruit Loops. You could get Apple Jacks, which was one of my big faves, or whatever. And Snap Crackle Pop, even Cracklin' Oat Bran, which was weirdly one of my very favorite cereals as a little kid, which just shows you what kind of kid I was, because it's like Cracklin' Oat Bran is definitely like, it's a cereal that's marketed to like adults for sure, not kids, but it is delicious, I will tell you that. Anyways, my point is this. Then later, when I was a little older, we went on the tour, and now they just gave you those, like, just single size that you get, like, when you have breakfast at a hotel or something. And then, later after that, you didn't get no cereal, you just got the tour. And then, after 9/11, no tours. Apparently, they were very concerned that terrorism could also translate into corporate espionage or something. We're not quite sure, but they stopped doing the tours, and I don't believe that they still do them now. Because why would they reinstate something that they already got rid of that was kind of like a hassle for them anyways, and no one even cares now because they just look at it on YouTube now, and they don't, I mean, no offense YouTube, this video's on YouTube if I post this, which I'm rambling a lot, but you know what? I'm not really worried about it. Things are crazy. I can't hear. Like, my hearing is severely impaired, and it's really screwing me up in a lot of ways. So making this video is actually like kind of good for me in a way to just talk some things through. And like, you guys are on YouTube. If you watch this, you don't watch this, maybe you watch this in like 55 years from now and I'm like long dead, and you go like, whoa, that lady was crazy, look at her crazy room, I can't believe people were like that. And it's like they weren't like this. It was me. Anyways, so this is the Stilton with Blueberries cheese. And they also have, occasionally, they'll have Wensleydale cheese with blueberries in it. Wensleydale, see this Stilton cheese, if you know anything about Stilton without blueberries, it's very soft cheese, but it's not so soft that it's like you stir it with a spoon, or like it's creamy like how some very soft cheeses are. It's like a semi-soft cheese, but it's super crumbly, and it's very, very delicious for a grilled cheese sandwich, especially if you also, as I did in my video where I made a grilled cheese sandwich for you guys with my Snack Master, put the blueberries in with the cheese, and then put like maybe this cheese with like another more like solid, like ties it all together cheese, like a Gouda, or you know, even like a white cheddar, like a sharp cheddar or something to offset the like sweetness. It's amazing. And any kind of sauces you want to put on there, or different types of flavorings. You should go crazy with your salads and your sandwiches, and soup. I made soup recently. I think I might have told you guys about that, but just go nuts with those things, because they don't have to have a recipe. It's just it's like haiku when you're writing poems. You just have this structure, but you can do whatever you want inside of it, and like that's kind of how a sandwich or a soup or a salad is. Oh my gosh. Olive Garden, I'm coming for you. Just kidding. I would never. A restaurant is like the hardest and worst business to ever open, but it's always the restaurant. It's always the business that people find the entree to open, which I realize is double entendre as I'm saying it. Wow, we're at 18 minutes and I haven't even tried any of this food. My mouth is watering because I'm holding this cheese in my hand. I have noticed that I am very Pavlovian, in the sense that when I'm like about to eat, saliva does definitely form in my mouth. It's totally bizarre, like when you realize how much you're just like a collection of bodily needs that just like moves around like Edgar in the human suit, like or like that alien in the Edgar suit from Men in Black. It's like, that's all of us. We're just operating these human suits super awkwardly. It's amazing that we can do anything. So that's what I normally do with this cheese, is put it on different types of Sammies, or have it just as a snack. Right now what I'm going to do, just to show you like a way for a serving suggestion, as they say. And see, and I pre-cut these slices of cheese off here, because it's actually it's a whole chunk, as you can see. I pre-cut the slices so that we could move quickly through this video. Ha 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 ha. We're almost at 20 minutes. No one's watching. I don't care. You can cut it up into the chapters. It doesn't really matter to me. Well, I've got these tortilla chips, so I'm just going to put one on a tortilla chip and give her a try. I have obviously had this cheese before. I haven't had this particular chunk, so here we go. That's good on the tortilla chip. It's so delicious. Like I say, it's a soft but very full-bodied cheese. It's crumbly, but it's also, like I say, soft and chewy and like substantial, and it's got a very nice kind of savory, creamy, nutty essence to it. And then the blueberries are in it, and you can really definitely taste them 100. Like, there's no doubt that this is blueberry cheese. Yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna have one piece without the tortilla. Let me give you another little close-up of this guy. It's so good. Thank you, Murray's cheese. I will say, when you get the Stilton with blueberry cheese, or any of these types of deli cheeses that are super fresh, and especially the softer ones that are like the crumbly soft ones, you do want to kind of consume them pretty quickly after you purchase them, because especially this one with having the fruit in there, and some cheeses will have like apricot or something in it, they start to get kind of a fermented kind of a essence to them, and it'll fill up your fridge. So just eat the cheese. That's why I'm making this video, even though, yes, it is Tuesday and it is Bloobsday. I also was like, I gotta make this video with this cheese, even though the date on the cheese isn't until like a couple weeks from now, but I've already had it in the fridge for like a week. So, anyways, I'm just babbling. I'm so sorry. It's just the way I am lately. I don't, like I say, I can't hear myself. I can barely hear other people, so when I talk, I just keep going. I just go. Just go and go. By the way, I popped the collar for this video. Try to give you a little fashion this time instead of just always so front city like I normally tend to be. I don't know. I'm dogging myself out. This problem with my hearing is really causing a lot of self-doubt, because it's causing a feeling of unreality. Because when you can't hear your normal voice coming out of your face when you talk, it starts to make you feel like the voice you're hearing or the words you're hearing are coming from a whole other third party that's not you and not the person you're talking to, or not anyone that you can see. Like just some strange imposter. Look at my gray hair just sticking up. Oh, Lord. Give me strength. That's fine. I'm not mad about having gray hair. The thing is that when they are like a crazy town, like, why are they so, that's what I've said ever since I got my very first gray hair. Why are they crazy hairs though? I mean, I understand you change color, okay, but why do you have to also change your whole dimensions of what you're doing? My regular hair never used to go up into the sky like that. But also, I can't be too mad, because you know what my hair is doing when it does that, and what anybody's hair is doing when it gets all frizzy and goes towards the sky? It's trying to find keratin from the atmosphere to give to the hair and the brain, because the only two main parts of the body that needs keratin is hair and brain. Isn't it interesting that so much hair grows off our head and our brain is right there? So, food for thought. Okay, speaking of food for thought, let's get to our champion. Actual Bloobs. These are Mexican Bloobs. I don't know why that looks kind of red. Oh, I know why. Because it's kind of like that, like, there's like that little leafy thing. I just picked it off. It's fine. It's like how sometimes there's those little, I don't know, like, I don't seem to have any that are like this on here, but here's one. They have like those little, like I was saying one time, it's like where it pulls off from the bush. It pulls something out, and then it leaves that little hole. And like sometimes there's like little like leafy parts that are kind of different in color than the rest of the blueberry. Like see those little, like, they're like the skin, I guess. I'm a member of the U.S. High Bush Blueberry Association, North American Blueberry. committees, and I don't know enough about my technical blueberry terms. Those guys are gonna be mad at me, but it's fine. They just put up with me. I'm sure they're like, this lady, just let her be part of our group because she's just talking about bloobs all the time. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt us any. Hopefully it helps. That's why I do this, but I don't think blueberries need that much help because they are the king of all food. So let's get to it. You guys, we have a winner. I know it's never a surprise, but it's always a delight to reign supreme, once again. Actual bloobs. These bloobs are from Mexico, but they're all my favorites. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. That's a double chorus for you today. I don't know, I'm feeling funky. And thanks for watching if you've gotten this far, or if you've joined in right at the end. I'm not mad. Have a good one, you guys. Love you.